Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Yeah, I want to come back with another lesson real quick. I was watching this elder brother's video, GMS Mawatazak Ban God 2. I'm not sure what GMS camp where it's at, but that's this elder brother's channel's name. And as I was going through it, he's going through pretty much going into the threshold of Jacob's trouble, how pretty much with Trump being in office, it's, heading towards, at least with the Northern Kingdom, not saying it is Jacob's trouble right now, but you're seeing the beginning stages of it, especially with the deportation of the Northern tribe, right? But I want to get into something that I just got an idea of a lesson real quick through the Spirit, because he shows an Edomite here. And then after the Edomite says Trojan horse and says don't fall for it. And then before that, it's about Trump. And the Spirit just had me put it together, which Lord's will I'll name this title of this lesson, Trump the Trojan horse. Because essentially that's what Trump is. And it's not just Trump. It's all of them. It goes far back as well. I'm only 31, so it's like Bill Clinton, Bush, Biden, Obama, right? And now Trump. They've all been Trojan horses, right? Anytime America is like not in a good state, this guy comes and, makes it seem like, things are going to get better. Like for our people at the time, I want to say I was in high school during that time. Yeah, I was in high school. Barack Obama was like a Trojan horse for our people, right? To our people, it seemed like, oh, we got a black guy in there and things like that, and it seemed good, but really, he's not our people. He's not for us. Nor if you were to ask any of our people what he had done for us or what he had done for the country, I'm very sure majority of our people can't really answer that question at all. But just because he's black, yeah. But especially with Trump is definitely Trojan horse, and we'll see how things go, but after him getting into office and him, putting that out there that, hey, there's only two genders, especially after the Biden administration, all the freakiness that they were doing and letting happen, letting people, what people will call illegals cross the border and things like that. This country pretty much was set into chaos, right? But it's very funny, or not funny, but it's interesting when you look at it. It's like just seeing how the elites are just, which really is the Lord, but the elites are just messing with people because it's like they had Trump in office, which, Salak, if I'm jumping back and forth like this, but you have to understand, especially if you're new, that presidents aren't elected, they're selected. So people's votes did not get Trump in office. It was already designed for Trump to go back in office. If you realize that between the people that go in office, it's always back and forth. It's always Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. Remember, before Trump got in office, it was a Democrat, Obama. Then a Republican got in, Trump. Then after that, Obama, right? Which, to me, through the Spirit, Biden and, what's the name, Kamala Harris just represented the Biden administration again. But Biden represent Democrat. Now what? Republican is back in office. So you see how it keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth like that? It's because they're playing with you. Right? These people are not elected by the people who vote for them. They're selected, right? They're selected by a group of individuals to push out what they want, which is the top banking families, right? And with Trump coming out saying all these things or coming out and enforcing that there's only two genders, he's getting on Putin talking about we can do this the easy way or the hard way. He's seeming like a man of action right now, right? If you ever listen to that one Super Bowl when the Seahawks faced the Denver Broncos, and Deion Sanders was interviewing Marshawn Lynch, and Marshawn Lynch was just, I'm just about that action, boss. That's what it seems like Trump is about right now. He's just about that action. He's coming in, and he's coming in swinging. He's doing stuff right from the rip, right? So he's seeming like that Trojan horse for people to believe in, right? Especially for our people. He's coming in there, he's getting rid of the illegals or moving towards getting rid of them. Hey, there's only two genders, right? There's only two genders. And what was the other thing I mentioned? I apologize, but mostly focusing on there's only two genders and getting rid of the illegals. Oh, and trying to shut down, well, not shut down, but telling Putin we could do this the easier way or the hard way about preventing pretty much World War III. So right now it's seeming like, damn, Trump a guy back in office. He's already on the work. You know, he done said this is, he's going to be, everything he does is for America. The golden age, when he pretty much was getting inaugurated, the golden age of America begins now. So it's like, oh, well, this guy, seems like he's on it. Trump is doing what he says he's going to do, right? Maybe we'll see in the future. He says he has a plan for inflation and all that type of stuff. So it's like, yo, Trump is looking like the man. And that's exactly what a Trojan horse does, right? The Trojan horse, if you ever watched the movie Troy, was given as a gift, right? Which, let me put that up right there. Right, see, and even here, it says a Trojan horse is a type of malware that appears to be a legitimate program. I'm going to guess this is concerning like software, but that's essentially what happened in the Troy movie. It seemed like it was something legitimate, like a gift, but really, in the movie, when you watch Troy, when they were in the horse, you couldn't see the inside of the horse. So pretty much they were soldiers inside the horse. And when they brought in the horse into the city in the calm of night, that's when the soldiers came out quietly and started attacking the city and started slaughtering everybody and pretty much destroyed it. And essentially that's what's happening here with Trump. People are letting them in thinking that, this guy is for us, especially for the Edomites. They are proud right now. They're happy that, Trump is in office. They're happy that one of their own is in office, right? So right now that's looking like the Trojan horse, but you have to understand, right? What's coming out of him is what he's pushing for digital, pretty much for pretty much digital currency, right? Which is something that Eldai Tazon brought out, right? That previously this guy was against digital currency, but now he's pushing for digital currency. I did an article, I believe maybe earlier this week, if not last week, about how Trump is pretty much saying that is pretty much what was the words that he used, that pretty much getting into Bitcoin or pretty much getting into digital currency as a whole is a national, like a serious thing that the country has to get into, right? So pretty much it's like something that it's a high priority. It's a national priority, I believe was the word. Excuse me. I believe national priority was the word. See, and we all know where pretty much digital currencies would lead to, right? CBDCs, Bitcoin. Eventually that will all lead to the MOTB, which is written of in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. So again, with the Trojan horse analogy, yes, it seems like, on face value, that look, coming out and saying there's only two genders, you know, what is it? Dealing with the illegal aliens, the immigrants, and things like that. He's for us. But you don't know that this man has ulterior motives, which is really the motives of the elite. He is sent by the elites, the top banking families, to do their bidding. It's only for face value on the outside. It seems like he's for America. All those are nice words, right? Which, real quick, I'll get back into the Trojan horse, Lord's willing. But wanted to get Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. I'm sorry, not 13, 16, 11. So let me take that off real quick. All right. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? And that beast coming up out of the earth with the two horns represents their political party, right? The Democrats and Republicans. Going back to the Roman Empire, it was the plebeians and patricians, which, when you go into his word, horn, it's keros. And the main definition says a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance, right? So after the Biden administration and the stuff that was going on with Biden, how he seemed incompetent, sleepy Joe, all these things, which the brother's saying in the video, I have to agree. You kind of egg on with that type of stuff, and sometimes when you mention it, but really, you have just really thinking about it. I have to agree that all that type of stuff, him falling asleep and the incompetence, which I'm not saying that the guy probably don't really fall asleep, but I mean he is an older man, but all that was to show like, yo, all that was like an act, right? The slipping and falling and all that, the sleeping and all that type of stuff. Now, I don't think the sniffing people was an act. I think that's real. I think that's him just really being freaky sniffing people. But as far as the tripping, the falling, the sleeping, people were even worrying about his age, acting, or I'm sorry, asking if he really can lead the country due to his age. But it's very funny. Again, although we know that these guys are selected, they're not elected. Why is it that you guys didn't think about that? Like, I don't know. Let's real quick. Let me just go back real quick. Let's look up how old Joe Biden is. 82 years of age. This man is way past his prime. You people didn't think to, get a younger guy. Like, you guys didn't take that into consideration earlier that this man is 82 years of age. At the time, going back 4 years ago, that'd be what, 78? That maybe this wasn't the best idea, getting a 78-year-old. But now you want to question that, or at least when he was in office, question that. So these are the things that, I have to agree with the elder brother was saying that, pretty much, um, you know, that was pretty much all an act to make it seem like he was incompetent. He's not able to rule, letting people come across the border, all the stuff that him and Kamala were pushing about, same-sex marriages and things like that. People weren't with that type of stuff, allowing, men that have changed their gender to go into bathrooms where little girls are and things like that. It was getting very weird for people, and people didn't like that. So now in comes Trump, where it's like, oh, there's only two genders now. You see, that is that making it seem like an author of deliverance, because now it's like, oh, we don't have to worry about a children now. This guy's going to enforce just two genders. None of this nonsense, none of this weird stuff. But that's how they get you. That's how they get you to trust them. And then what? As it's written here in Revelation chapter 13 verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So that's what, pretty much, if you see a lamb, it's docile, it's innocent, it's sweet. You wouldn't be threatened by a lamb. But when it starts speaking as a dragon, right, which goes into their draconian measures, right, which is harsh measures, that's when you're going to be like, oh, snap, you're going to see that this guy really was not for you, right? So at the beginning, that's what each party usually does, right? When the country is in turmoil, let's go back to before Trump got in office, right? The January 6th thing happened, the Capitol Hill, right? People were scared for their lives. They were saying that this guy's going to start a war in the country and things like that. So people were quick, especially our people. Remember Taraji, Save Us Biden? So people were quick to want to get him out of office. But now, once the Biden administration got in office, what happened? Things got weird. People didn't like the Biden administration. At first, they thought it was going to be good. But then they saw, like, nah, this ain't good at all. So then what? Get him out of office. Trump will come back. And, these first couple of days, he seemed like the author of deliverance. It seemed like it's all good. Again, that's what they do. It's not just with Trump. But I would say it's showing more with Trump, for lack of a better words, that I could find, right? With Trump, that he's seeming like a deliverance, especially for these Edomites, right? A lot of these Edomites are seeming proud. You had Elon Musk give that little hand signal, which is like a Nazi symbol or like an ancient Roman symbol, right? So right now they're proud. They're feeling good about themselves. Whatever it is, which you can't look at that as a light thing, whatever it is that they're feeling proud and things like that about that, that's probably showing that, they're getting ready to do something, or they're getting ready to take a next big step. Lord's willing, we'll see. All right. But again, that's how they come at you. And I remember doing a lesson, not this week, but probably a couple of weeks ago, going back to during the time of the Maccabees, that's how these people come at you. They always do that Trojan horse type stuff, which I'll bring that out in Maccabees. right? But just to give a little synopsis before, 'cause I'm going to go mostly to the point that previously before Antiochus Epiphanes, I'm sorry, I'm in Ezra. I meant to go to Maccabees. That Antiochus Epiphanes had attacked Jerusalem, but then some time had passed, right? But then later, right? So right here's the point. So before this, he had attacked the Jerusalem, right? Attacked our people, destroyed us, pillaged our land. But in verse 29, after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, I'm rushing. This is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 29. I apologize. After 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Right? This is 2 years after he done destroyed the city and things like that, killing up a whole bunch of people, and spake peaceable words unto them. But all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city. See, and this was a man that came in the name of Antiochus Epiphanes. He sent his chief collector. So you're seeing the example here of a Trojan horse. This is not the first time that they've done that. And let me bring out a picture, maybe in Troy, so you can see of that Trojan horse. Right, perfect. Right, this is what they brought. And in there, right, you had the soldiers. Now you see how you can't see at all, see anything inside of it all, but those soldiers are waiting. And that's pretty much exactly what you can represent Trump as. The outside looks like this magnificent gift. It looks like, ooh, this is nice. They gave us a gift, whatever. But inside is something terrible, which was the soldiers that were getting ready to destroy the city. And that's pretty much the same thing with Trump, right? Now, we were hoping during the time that, Biden would do stuff, but, Trump is in office, and obviously we still have to, endure unto the end. Lord's when the Lord gives us that spirit to, but you have to understand that this is how they work. They give you that Trojan horse. They give you something on the outside that looks nice, seems like it's good for you, right? The author of deliverance, but then later on starts speaking as a dragon, right? Trump is making these big claims, doing these big things. There's only two genders. We're going to get these illegals out of here. That sounds great, right? Because these illegals is doing a lot of crazy stuff, giving the police even a hard time, right? Raiding people's houses, attacking people, right? None of this is good. What's going to happen if they just keep ramparting? They're going to take over the city, take over the country. And that's what people are afraid of. So Trump getting rid of them, and on top of that, just admitting that there's only two genders. Right on, Trump. We knew you was the guy. We knew you was the boy that was going to get stuff done. But that's the Trojan horse, because we know if you're paying attention, what people aren't, but we are, with him saying that it's a national priority for the country to pretty much focus on digital currency, that is moving towards prophecy, that is moving towards the MOTB. You see? So they always do, that Trojan horse tactic, right? It's not the first time. They get the country in turmoil, then they give you a face that's going to make things better. You start begging for them. They get in office. They say that they're going to do this and that. They never do that. They go back on their word, but they do other things. You see, the elites are just playing with you people until eventually it's like an animal playing with its food. But eventually it's going to get tired of playing its food and it's going to strike. And the time that they're going to strike is mainly when they come down with the martial law troops, the MOTB, right? When they come down like a flood. This is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, right? So that's essentially what they do. They humble themselves. They make themselves seem like the author of deliverance, like they're here to help you out. What was he saying in his inauguration, right? Or during his inauguration that happened on January 20th? Everything that he does is going to be for America, right? To humble himself, crouching. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away, right? When we really take a look at what Trump is doing, right, through these articles that we read, we're seeing that he's still pushing for digital currencies, which at one point, again, he was against that, but now he's pushing for digital currencies. See? And we know that has to do with prophecy. So it sounds nice. To the ignorant, it may sound nice. It sounds good, right? Sounds good that, there's only two genders. That sounds good. Oh, getting rid of the illegal sounds good. But really, it's all deceit. It's just to draw you people in, to make you trust him. But we're not going to. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember thy words and be pricked therewith. Right? Right, I'll read verse 13 as well. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or such any as come nigh wild beasts? Right? Who's going to pity a person that's playing with the snake? That's what people is doing. You're playing with the snake, trusting these people, and you're going to get bit. I mean, the majority of you, or some of you already was bit. You're going to get the ultimate bite. We are praying not to be excluded from that. We don't want nothing to do with that. We don't want that bite. We want nothing. We are separate. Right? And we are praying to be delivered out of this man's hands. Us staying in this man's hand, us taking that bite, is pretty much us staying under the hand of Esau. We don't want that. It ain't fun being here. It ain't fun in being in captivity. This ain't fun. It's funny, our people complain about captivity, but yet you still look for hope and salvation from the same people that are beating you down and do you no good. What's insanity? What is that saying? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different. Since the inception of them coming in this land, they have done you no good, but yet you keep looking to them for help. You just can't in your mind accept that they don't like you and they want nothing to do with you. But, just wanted to bring that out just through the Spirit. The Spirit gave me that real quick about, pretty much Trump is a Trojan horse. He's made to seem like, victory, but really inside is all deceit. So I pray that this video has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rachak Wadash, Shalom.